It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, streaming, in theater, classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
And Murray, who I was surprised was not in the film Amsterdam. Did David O. Russell even ask you to be in it, Murray? Because it seems like everybody else was in it.
I must have missed his email.
Damn, man, you could have been on the big screen.
Could have been.
Again.
Wow, it's good to see you there, Merman. So, with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
And like they say in Amsterdam, we are going to stick our fingers in this dike. Now, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or you can support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. And we'll probably watch it if it played in cinemas anywhere in the world. Yeah. Now, let's get to raging.
Yeah, you better qualify that.
But let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon.Meadowscinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5, $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
You know, after not seeing Bryce for a whole week, but after spending 2 solid weeks with him, I felt like I was missing something in my life.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, it's been a whole week I hadn't seen you. I was kind of feeling a little
Bryce withdrawal.
Yeah, I was like,
started
happen. Tripping a little bit.
Yeah. As we all feel that.
Yeah, I actually envy you guys. You guys get to hang out with me.
Yeah. People stop us on the street and say that. Yeah, you know Bryce, right? And we're like, yeah. He's like,
you guys are so lucky.
You're so lucky. Yeah. This guy even gave us $5. Says, hey, I'm so proud of you. Here's $5.
Just say hi to Bryce for us.
Yeah, and we did.
Yeah, we did.
I forget his name, so we spent the $5 on.
That's cool.
7-Eleven Big Gulps, but
none of what you say surprises me.
Thanks, dude. It's awesome. So we were supposed to see 2 movies last week, but we only got to see 1.
I don't know what you're talking about. We were supposed to see 1 movie last week.
No, we originally were supposed to see a second movie.
I think we discussed on the podcast seeing 1 movie.
Yeah, but then we decided we were going to watch a second movie.
No, nobody decided that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did decide we were going to watch...
a VOD.
A VOD.
Or a streaming option.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that...
A nice brand new one.
A brand spanking new one.
Yeah.
That is not available in this beautiful country of Canada.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we wanted to talk about Hellraiser, which would mean we would have got to listen to Murray's streaming music.
Yeah, female Pinhead.
Yeah, female Pinhead. It's like
can't miss.
It's like winner, Pinhead dinner. It's like exactly. So good. Oh, the tales she could tell us.
Yeah. Oh, maybe soon.
Yeah, we're crossing fingers. Maybe Hulu can get back into bed with Disney. I know I'd never say this.
Maybe a Halloween
normally, or maybe we'll be lucky. And if nobody else got it in cinemas, but maybe somehow we'll be lucky.
Maybe.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. So
we did go to the cinema.
We did.
Well, not
together.
Independently.
Yeah.
Yes.
We saw
Amsterdam. Amsterdam is the latest from director David O. Russell, which stars Christian Bale.
This may
Margot
take
Robbie,
a while.
and John David Washington. Stop trying to distract me. It co-stars everyone else in Hollywood.
Except Murray.
Except for Murray, yes. So we get Robert De Niro, the delightful Anya Taylor-Joy, the annoying but not terrible in this particular film, Rami Malek, Chris Rock, who needs to go back to stand-up, the always enchanting Zoe Saldana, Mike Myers and Michael Shannon, who delivers some of the funniest scenes in the film, and almost unrecognizable Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah.
At his creepy best. Plus, we get an Ed Begley Jr. sighting.
Right?
And last and least, we get Taylor Swift, who cannot act, and people need to stop putting her in movies.
Haters gonna hate.
That's right.
I don't know what that means.
Is that a Tay Tay song? Oh.
So, what's a Tay Tay?
Taylor Swift is Tay Tay.
Who calls her Tay Tay?
Didn't you see the zombie Christmas movie? Annie and the Apocalypse? They called her Tay Tay in that.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And I've been calling her Tay Tay
know who they were
ever
since.
since.
I don't know. Anyways, she needs to just not act. She's terrible. She's so god awful. Like, she literally, I was so happy. Spoiler alert, she dies early on, and man, was I happy. I've never been so happy about anything in my life. So if you were to chop 3 to 5 minute excerpts from this movie, those little bites would be inevitably entertaining for the most part, as this film for the most part is. I mean, watching the fine cast interact with each other was quite delightful. At no point was I bored, but I cannot help but feel that this film will fade from my memory quickly. I can honestly say that everyone in this was good, except for Taylor Swift, who needs to stop acting. Did I mention that?
Yep.
Already.
She's terrible.
I will disagree with you on something, but keep going.
Christian Bale and John David Washington. I keep on wanting to call him David John Washington, which doesn't even roll off the tongue.
Too many first names.
I thought his name was David Washington.
Christian Bale and John David Washington were mesmerizing. And Margot Robbie was there too.
She was.
Was I entertained? Yes. Was this overstuffed and convoluted? Yes. Does that make this meh? Yes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That surprises me.
What does it? No, actually, you know what?
I thought he was going for
What?
a
Wait. You're not supposed to give away the spoiler, Murray.
You already said it was Matt.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that we didn't think that. Now everybody knows that we also thought he might
I
rage.
didn't say what I thought.
Well, let me tell you.
I was surprised that he didn't give it a rating.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was one of it. It could go one of two ways, is what I would say.
Yes.
So here's what I thought of this movie.
All right.
Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, and John David Washington all pretty much, as well as the rest of the cast, were completely outstanding.
Yeah.
The humor and story
Except
was
for
quirky. No, I'm getting to that. And offbeat and fun. And the journey to solve this mystery was so fun to be on until about 30 minutes till the end. With the terrible, unneeded flashback montage and the corny Hollywood ending, this almost ruined the entire film for me. This had so much going for it, all the way up until the last 30 minutes. Aside from a few miscasts and at least one that's wasted. They needed to not cast Chris Rock, which you already said. So It's not just one, it's two.
It is two, but one was especially terrible.
No, this one was he is so completely awful.
He's awful. He's awful.
He's so awful.
And he had more lines.
As I say, he needs to go back to stand up.
And
I will stand by that.
And they did put every single person in Hollywood, and apparently there's not a problem to cast a Canadian in American film as a Brit. But what they needed to do is actually cast a Brit. Because there's probably, I'm guessing, 50,000 British actors that probably could have played this.
He actually is half British.
Part of the
his dad.
Yeah, but
it's
he's
fine.
not British. He's Canadian.
His dad is British. So.
He's Scottish.
Yeah, he's Scottish.
And I don't care where he's from.
Is Scotland
if
not
you
part of
don't,
Britain
his
last time I
accent
looked?
was not great. There was gaps in his accent. He was funny, yes.
That's all you need to be.
No,
though.
it's not what you have. Michael Shannon was perfect.
He always is.
Yeah, they needed to not cast Michael Myers, put him back into Austin Powers movies where he belongs.
All right.
And this is self-explanatory. If you watch this movie, just fucking cast a person who's British. Like, I don't care who. They could have been even Scottish. Or maybe they could have been, Welsh. Or maybe even Irish. I don't care. The cast that they put in there made, like... There's too many of that. Plus, Anna Taylor-Joy was wasted in this film. Like, there were scenes in this that she was in.
She was very good, though.
She was flat at times. I don't know
Really?
what movie you were watching. I was
don't agree at all.
no, she is, when you see her on screen most time, she's mesmerizing. But watching her in this role, it was flat to me. It was kind of like, you know what? I'm glad she was in it because I love her, but I did not think she was
Rami
outstanding
Malek's
in this.
bound to bring you down.
Well,
I mean,
and that goes
they
to
gave
my...
Rami Malek to be married to.
That's right. And then that takes me to my third person who does... The fact that you gave Rami Malek a pass on this, I would agree with you for the first scene that we saw him in. I actually turned to Murray in the cinemas and I said... You know what? I don't hate Rami Malek
we
so
were
much in
counting
this
the
movie.
amount of bad people that were in the movie, and he was number 3.
Yeah. And I turned to Murray and
there's
said, I
only
don't
one
hate him.
number one.
But by the end of the movie, he got back to his regular self. His Rami Malekisms.
And there's that frickin' cadence that he can't get away from
Yeah,
no matter
it's-
what role he's playing.
Yeah,
Just
it's-
like, stop, dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't...
He was tolerable to me this time, though. I don't know
He
why.
was tolerable for the first scene he was in.
And here's the thing. All I'm looking for Rami Malek is for him to be tolerable. That's all I expect from him now. If he can be tolerable, it's a win. Because I cannot stand this guy.
Has to say his lines and not ham it up.
Yeah, I was not happy with him.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I can't rage about this because I really did enjoy this period piece murder mystery.
Lots of good stuff.
It was so quirky and fun,
Yeah.
and the actual mystery, in contrast to the other mystery we saw, which was awful. This was a really good mystery until the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then motherfucking damn Hollywood ending.
Well, they had to explain everything to the
And that
audience.
stupid montage that was just like, oh, I'm sorry, we're too stupid to understand this plot now. You better replay it in a montage.
Even Rocky had a montage.
Yeah, but
A training montage.
even Rocky had
That's
a
different.
montage. I never liked the Rocky montage
Always fade out in a
montage. Yeah, this movie almost made it to rage for me because the ending was so bad. The fact that you didn't mention that actually surprised me. Because when Murray and I walked out of this, he's like, "What do you think? Do you think Bryce is gonna? Do you think this ending is gonna ruin it for Bryce?"
I was kind of numb to the ending.
I thought it would.
I didn't like the ending.
It was
but
bad.
I was numb.
It was awful. And then the fact that they just spell it out like this is weak direction. I'm sorry. The whole movie up to the end, and then when you put in there a scene that's like, you know what? I have a feeling the people that are watching. This is my director voice. I have a feeling the people watching this are stupid. So we better try and re-explain all the obvious points in this movie. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. The scene where they're in their basement or wherever the fuck they are, and they've got things covering up the pictures, and it's like, we better show at the end that when they take that off, it's got Nazis under it. It's like, oh yeah, really? You don't think we figured that out when we found out he was a fucking Nazi? Like, come on. Like this, it was really pushing me to the edge, didn't it, Murr? I was like...
It does. He was vibrating
percolating.
in his seat.
I was percolating.
He's ready to throw stuff.
But then I went, I really thought the rest of the movie was good. So I was like, you're meh.
It's meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah, it's meh. What'd you think, Murr?
Oh, David O. Russell. What has happened to you?
What has?
There was a time when I loved nearly every movie he put out.
What?
The Fighter.
Fighter was great.
Silver Linings Playbook.
It was all right.
Even American Hustle.
I loved American
And I believe
Hustle.
he also
man.
produced Joy, which he didn't direct. Then he took 7 years off. He didn't make a movie for 7 years.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just what they
Did he do
said.
TV or
No, he just didn't do anything.
play pool?
Despite the best efforts of Christian Bale, Margot Robbie,
I love Christian
John
Bale.
David Washington, Anya Taylor-Joy, and Michael Shannon, this film was a complicated hot mess. Didn't help that this film also had Rami Malek, Chris Rock, Zoe Saldana, and
What?
even Taylor Swift.
Even Tay Tay.
Taylor Swift was awful.
love me some T Swift.
She does.
But damn,
She's
she
awful.
cannot act. You
Thank
know what?
you.
I was okay just watching her on the big screen.
You know
I
what?
Watching
not.
her walk. It's all. Not even talk.
There's
She needs to just
I
not be
freaking love
anywhere.
her.
There's
in
so
my
much
vicinity.
joy in this room right now. The fact that Murray, this is a passage of some. What do they call that when you're moving into manhood? That
What the heck?
Right.
I have no idea what
thank
the
you.
hell
That's
you're
the
talking
word
about.
I was thinking. Yeah,
I don't know where you're going
So
with
Murray just made a rite of passage.
just happen to like Taylor Swift.
He's madly in love with Taylor Swift, and he even admitted that she's not a good actor.
Oh no, she's a terrible actor. She should never act.
like he
Okay,
never.
thank you.
Right? Like you know what I'm saying here, right?
Not
Yeah.
saying she's a terrible person.
Yes, of
I
course.
like her music. She just shouldn't act.
of course.
And Chris Rock is very funny. Just
Yes.
shouldn't act.
Yes.
All true.
This is a new Murray. I love that. Our podcast is now.
It
brings me so much joy.
I will admit it was very extremely entertaining to watch her character meet an untimely end.
Yes.
Her splat.
That was a good shot.
That's a good scene. I laughed really hard at that. Now this film had everything: adventures and detours, wacky hijinks, Nazis, glass eyes,
Yeah.
weird bohemian artwork, all of which was not nearly as clever or charming as Russell had intended. I actually enjoyed most of this film, like you guys. Once I figured out what it was actually about, it took me, a little while, 15, 20 minutes in before I figured out what the action was about, because it kind of skipped around there.
It took a trip to Amsterdam
Yeah.
and
And
did
then-
some
Yeah.
weed.
And then it just stopped dead in its tracks and forces several of its characters to make lengthy speeches explaining stuff to the obviously clueless audience that Russell himself could not over the previous 2 hours. This is one of the most frustrating things that filmmakers do and turn a very enjoyable 2 hours with my buddy Jim into something else. I enjoyed the majority of this film too much to give it a rage, but it is definitely smack dab in the middle of meh country.
You know what that means?
I know what that means.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It
Yes.
does come together.
Yeah, it is odd that he basically doesn't really explain everything, just shows you everything.
Yeah.
And
So you
then
gotta
at
figure
the
it
end,
out.
he
Then
he
he's
tries to over-explain
just
everything.
in case you didn't connect all the dots during the
Yeah,
movie.
it's-
this is what this
It
is
didn't bother
actually-
me as much as it bothered you guys. So.
But this is what
this is the type of thing that should have bothered me.
this is a rite of passage, obviously,
I mean,
for Bryce.
if it's a
too,
if it's a
maybe.
very confusing
like this is a
film,
weird
then
now.
yeah, but
Now that I'm hearing this is actually weirding me out. Like
Yeah.
Murray is becoming Bryce, and Bryce is becoming Murray. It's like that movie with Tatum O'Neal or
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday. It's this is freaky. It's
You mean Jamie Lee Curtis.
freaking me out. Yeah, or they remade
That
it
was
20 times.
That was the remake.
That was
and Lindsay Lohan.
yeah, this is freaking me out right now. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
But it's good. We all came to the same
Yeah, it
conclusion.
wasn't horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, it should have been about a half hour shorter.
Yeah.
And without the explanation.
Without the
Yeah.
explanation,
There was just so many times
they-
where I was so damn entertained.
They should
Yes.
have had like an
I
Inglorious.
know.
They should have had like an Inglorious Bastards end.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, you're having a big thing in a hall, and yeah, there's gunplay, and like, just end it there.
yeah.
Then
That.
it'll be over.
Or just have everybody die when the
Or
guy calls
everybody
them a
die.
gun. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know what? It's funny you said that about Margot Robbie. As we started watching, I'm like, ugh, Margot Robbie's doing Margot Robbie crazy. Like she's doing her Harley Quinn isms, and then she changed, and it was like, okay, I'm actually digging this more. I love the whole. I
was there.
I wish the whole movie was them in Amsterdam because
Yes.
that part was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Margot Robbie had it was hard because she's on screen with like
Yeah,
two of
it's a
the
sandwich.
best actors in the world. And
Yeah.
did she hold her own? She held her own enough that
they didn't destroy her.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have a feeling
They-
there's
they-
going to be some further discussion coming up on the lists, but
is there
I think so.
about who? I guess I'll wait for the list.
I guess so.
guess that's a teaser. I, don't
teaser.
I actually have no idea, unless someone should
like-
be repulsive.
like-
but
He's like, well, there's,
So that was all we saw in the theaters.
That's
A
it.
very
That's all we saw.
Short week.
It was very short.
All right, then. Guess it's my turn. Well, Master, I had to watch
Vader.
it. So you have to hear about it.
I had to watch it too.
Well,
10 months ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was
That
10
was
months ago.
a fact that I
actually
didn't know about
chose
it
to
until
watch it.
after I'd actually seen it. I downloaded it and watched it at work when I was freezing my ass off in the
Nice.
car.
I love
well, what else are you going to do?
And yeah,
chili buns.
only to find out that it was no longer eligible for our podcast. I'm like, well, I watched it. You got to hear about it.
That's right.
All right.
Damn it. And you know what? People listen to our podcast mostly for the Merman Minute.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
Of course they do.
okay. So basically, 3 women strive to find their place at an elite Northeastern university. Anonymous racist attacks target a black freshman who insists she's being haunted by ghosts. Each woman must determine where the real menace lies. I was actually looking forward to the supernatural spookiness of this film. I figured haunted dorm where people are flinging themselves out the window.
Who doesn't love that?
That was not what this film was about.
What?
This was clearly about racism in America, which, as an old white guy, I don't know a whole lot about.
That's right. You did learn some stuff,
I will
though.
admit it. So this film was clearly not meant for me. Regina Hall was
Or
solid, as she
maybe it
usually
was.
is. Well, I'm also not a college kid either, so all the mean
But
girls
you
in
know
the first
what?
half of the movie.
The
sucked
more
too,
us old white dudes learn about racism, the better off
Oh
we
no,
are.
absolutely, but you know the whole Mean Girls thing put me off too. Is I don't like bullies.
You don't like mean girls, I know.
This film dealt with a mixed bag of themes, all of them being different aspects of racism. However, we never really saw any specified targeted attacks other than some graffiti or an object on a doorknob. Like, it wasn't really a supernatural movie, which disappointed me. Now, obviously, this film dealt with some important issues, but a thrilling horror film it was not. So it was a meh.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? You know that evolution of actors when you start. I just love Regina Hall now. I just really do.
Well, considering the first thing I ever saw her in was
Scary Movie
2.
Yeah, exactly.
She
Like
was
You've
being
come a
really
long
You've
way.
come-
She was being
right?
so obnoxious that they killed her off in the first 5 minutes.
I used to love her back then too, but now
I
I
never did.
like. She's
Well,
in
it's
that
her,
camp.
Her voice isn't as nasally as it used to be.
Well, I think she did that intentionally to be funny, right?
but,
So she's in that camp of actors that, they've left comedy behind and are focused on a serious acting. But she's got mad skills, man. I just loved her. This was a meh for me too, by the way. Did you like it?
It was a low
It
mess.
still made a meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted ghosts too.
yeah, I wanted something spooky to happen.
I didn't see there wasn't one crackling.
You want Ghost 2, like the sequel to
sequel
the
to-
Patrick Swayze Demi Moore movie?
You know me, I love. I'm gung ho for crackling.
There you
Yeah,
go.
maybe they can conjure up the ghost of Patrick Swayze and make Ghost 2.
They probably own
love
his
some Patrick Swayze.
rights. I guess they could.
Yeah, maybe.
They could do
Or Ghost Dad, too.
like holograms and stuff these days.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
Anyway, that's all I got this week.
Oh, Mur, so good.
Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Sweet rage. Oh, how I love you. Let me count the ways. I was going to have one rage this week. You know what? I got a few rages. It's been a while since we've actually raged, so I've got a few rages. First rage, Maria and I went to see Amsterdam in the cinema. And we get into the cinema we didn't get in there early, we got to still see the trailers and stuff. But we get in there, and there's only 2 other people in the whole fucking cinema. And literally they're sitting 1 seat away from where Murray and I were going to be sitting.
They heard you guys were going there.
And I'm
Be
just
near
like,
you.
what the actual fuck is happening right now? Like, the fact that either these people have never been to a cinema. Like, how we've gone to movies in the past.
We went during COVID, so we had to space out.
Well, but also we understand how a cinema works.
Yeah.
And that I have a feeling, like when they went to go buy their tickets, because I'm not sure who it is for our friends around the world, but in Canada, all of the movie theaters now, you're booking your seat when you buy your ticket. Yeah. So I know I bought ours first because when we bought it, there was only us in the cinema.
Yep.
And so either they consciously made the decision
to sit right
fucking beside us.
And here's the kicker. This was the second row. This was row B. There's the main walkway when you come in. Then there's like 18 rows that go up to the top, which is where Bryce usually sits.
Yes.
This was the second row. There was literally like 8 rows behind them where nobody was sitting. They could have gone up a couple more rows. But yeah,
so my rage this week is, again, and maybe these are the people that this movie was made for, like that Amsterdam was made for people who are stupid, that they had to be re-explained the movie before it ends. And then end it with a Hollywood ending, which made it even worse. These are the type of people. So people listening right now, if you're too stupid to go to the movie theaters, just don't go to the movie theaters, please. Just don't go. That's my first part of my rage.
Unless the movie's sold out,
I want all the
pick an empty area.
I want all the stupid people to go too, because there's not enough people in the movies.
No, I just want smart people to come back to the movie theaters.
I want them to come back, and I want them to bring their dumb friends.
I don't want
just not the same screen.
I don't want people to bring their kids who run around the movie theater. I don't want people that literally talk all the way through the fucking movie. I don't want people who watch their phones and they're sitting in the front row so that everybody behind them gets to see the glare off their phone. Bright.
I want people to buy tickets, and then once they start buying tickets, then we can get picky about who goes to the movies. But right now, I just need people buying tickets so that I can continue to go to the movies.
The movie theaters aren't going under. They're probably still getting funding from...
And I'm pretty sure Fridays and Saturdays are probably still packed anyway.
Yeah, they're still making
They make all the money on the weekend.
So anyway, that was my first rage. The second rage that I have is why the fuck can't we get Hellraiser? I want female Pinhead, and it's pissing me off that we can't get it.
Yeah, that I get.
That is my second rage.
Not available in Canada.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, are we You know what? My friends of ours
want female
friends
Pinhead?
Of ours in Australia, and they don't get anything. They got Hellraiser, and we didn't get it. In fact, they said to me, "What? I mean, you guys didn't get a movie, and we did?
Yeah,
this is terrible."
That is terrible.
Yeah, so that's my rages this week. I have about 7 more, but that's all I'm giving you today.
All right.
Okay.
I might jump on your bandwagon once I hear it.
Mine is, well...
It's going to be Taylor Swift again.
No, well, now it is. All right, so first Taylor Swift. Stop acting. You're terrible. I don't know why any director would ever put you in a movie. I just don't understand.
She's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she's terrible.
She's Tay Tay.
But my actual rage.
So you got a 2 for 2?
Double rage.
Yes. So when you purchase your tickets online or at one of the automated kiosks at the theater, you get a bunch of different prices. Just give me the price of the film. I went to buy tickets online for Amsterdam for a 10:40 a.m. showing, and they actually had a morning price, which is great. But I almost didn't notice. Thankfully, before I actually hit the purchase, I went, what the hell was that morning thing?
Yeah, what's
I went
the morning
back,
thing?
and it was like $6 less. So thankfully, I did notice it eventually. I saved like $12 on 2 tickets. But why does any other price but that price come up? The same situation also happens with loyalty card deals and on Tuesdays. Just give me the deal and don't try to deceive me into paying more. If you're having a cheap night or a cheap morning or cheaper tickets, don't put the prices of the regular price up there that you can buy also.
Yep.
It's stupid.
Yep. I'm on board. And here, can I just throw some more rage on that?
Deception.
I have more rage on that.
Yes.
We have memberships, so they know our information. I think they even have our birth dates in our memberships. So if you're going to offer me a child or a senior's ticket, I should be able to fucking buy that. Like, I'm sorry, I'm going to see Hellraiser. I'm going to buy the child's ticket because you offered it to me, right? I mean, if that's how they're going to play this game,
I don't understand. It's so stupid. Like, why on earth are they? I understand if you've got your stupid D box and your regular. But beyond that, like, there's literally 3 different tickets that I can buy that are all for the same seat.
Yep.
But I can pay 3 different prices.
Yep.
Like, what is going on?
I'm jumping on board with this new philosophy, though.
Yeah.
If they're going to try and sneaky deaky their way into our lives with that, I'm buying Child's tickets from now on.
No, you should buy Chelsea, and then when they go, oh, that's a Chelsea. Oh,
well, you gave me the offer.
You sold it to me.
I didn't realize.
You sold it to me, so
I'm sorry.
Or you know what? I might
still
be able
going to your movie.
I
so
might pass more for the seniors one though.
go get the manager, and I'll give you the difference.
Yeah, the
if he comes- if he
$1.50
comes
or
in.
whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, let's do this. So we're all getting. So if you see us in cinemas this weekend, we will all have been
Going to see
purchasing.
Halloween Ends?
We're going to see
We're gonna get the
Halloween
child
Ends,
tickets?
and we're going to get the child's ticket. It's probably even going to let us offer it. It's probably
probably gonna offer it,
restricted,
yeah.
and you're not allowed to buy it. But they're still going to offer you as a child's ticket. And if that is, I am buying it, and I'm going to post it on social media.
You do that.
All 3 of us. I'm getting pictures of us and our tickets as children going to Halloween Ends.
There you go.
Awesome.
It's the best day.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
War continues to rage across the globe. Our valiant men and women have been winning battles as the war continues to march on. Hollywood continues to produce clone after clone of the films you used to enjoy. There have been some defectors, but most remakes continue to assault your sensibilities. Our small troupe of trained experts continue to expose these imposters while showing Hollywood a better way. Support the invasion of the remake by listening, reviewing, and subscribing. Your knowledge is power. We're all in this together. Spread the word.
Subscribe to Invasion of the Remake on all major podcast providers. New episodes dropping weekly.
At invasionoftheRemake.wixsite.com/podcast.
Hallelujah.
Fucking love those guys. They're another Calgarian
Calgarians
podcast.
who hate remakes as much as we do.
No, they just rewrite them better. So, Murray charged us to see
It's so long ago I forgot.
Quills. And I gotta say, on third watch of this, I think I liked it even more than the first time I saw it.
And this would be the second time I watched it, and I didn't like it as much, so maybe I need to watch it a third time.
Maybe, because I seem to remember the second time I didn't like it as much, but the third time it was like, okay.
It was fine.
So it was a meh for you?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Mondo because I remember it being Mondo, and then I watched it again.
Geoffrey
I was
Rush
like,
got nominated for this. I don't know if
He,
he won. But
he probably should get nominated for everything. But the better question is, honestly, is it's Marquis de Sade. Like, shouldn't we have seen a lot of anal penetration in this movie? Then maybe it might have made it a little better.
Are you saying it was as filthy as 50 Shades of Grey?
No, it wasn't filthy enough
No, it wasn't
at all.
filthy at all.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Neither was 50 Shades of Grey.
I mean, he got filthy.
I don't even
at
know what a
times.
50 Shades of Grey is.
It's a movie.
It's a movie about S&M where there wasn't any.
That's
Yeah.
right. And there was like 9.5 weeks, but not any good.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
2 minutes
I
of
remember
nudity and
9.5
nothing else.
Yeah, it was
Like,
pretty good.
Yeah. Apparently the book was like really, really naughty, but the movie like sucked apparently. So,
And it was
so-
naughty, but in a
So I
different
guess
way. It
this
was
is
bad.
December.
Yeah.
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
All right. Well, what we are talking about is we have to decide
Uh-huh.
whether or not Geoffrey Rush was more mesmerizing than Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, well, I got an opinion on that.
I haven't. Did you rewatch it, Mer?
I couldn't find it. I
He's
looked.
abstaining. Oh, damn it.
Well, yeah, I was going to. I couldn't find it on demand anywhere.
All righty then. 3, 2, 1. Geoffrey
Joaquin
Rush.
Phoenix.
I liked Joaquin Phoenix in this.
Geoffrey Rush's one-note performance pales in comparison to Joaquin Phoenix as his subdued performance at the beginning builds to a literal climax of what he
does
becomes by the
climax.
end. Phoenix's multi-layered performance absolutely takes down Rush. Rush was one note through the whole thing.
I didn't find that. I found he had. I mean, he was.
Don't get me wrong, he was fine,
He was a
but-
douchebag through it.
But
See,
there
I
was so
found-
much more layers to Phoenix.
I
and
would ag-
Phoenix was so bad.
I would agree that
I don't
Phoenix
understand why
was-
he didn't get nominated. I know Rush did get nominated. I don't
Yeah.
understand how Phoenix didn't for this role because he was in tip-top form.
He
in this.
Wasn't he a
was
supporting
he was
character?
good. I found there was a couple scenes of him, and because I'm comparing him to when he was with Rush. I tried to stay focused on when the two were together, and there was
I
times
did it all. I compared it when they were together. I compared it when they were, and don't get me wrong, the some of Phoenix's best work was when he wasn't in the scene
Yes.
with Rush, but it wasn't.
I would agree.
It wasn't anything to do with Rush outshining him in the scenes that they were in together, because Phoenix still outshined him.
Yeah, I
in those.
disagree with that.
No,
I disagree.
no. Anyways, whatever. I guess
Whatever. We don't lose
everybody-
either of them.
everybody
It's
stays.
terrible.
Sure.
Rubble.
Rah, rah, rah.
But I bet you there's something we will agree on.
What's that?
Did we talked earlier that you actually literally said the words?
I said the words.
You said the words.
What words did I say?
You said the words mesmerizing
Yeah, I did say mesmerizing.
about two actors in particular.
You also, you talked about revisiting something.
I talked about revisiting, but because he mentioned who is not on our mesmerized list is Christian Bale. And I would, yes.
Christian Bale's not on our mesmerizing.
No, he's not.
Well,
That's crazy.
it depends on how much you guys like the last Thor movie.
Well, he was mesmerizing in
Yeah,
it.
he was mesmerizing. And there was nobody in there that. I don't
other
even
than-
get anybody in there is mesmerizing.
except
in
the
that movie.
goats.
The goats were awesome.
The goats were the most
The
mesmerizing.
goats should be mesmerizing.
Yeah.
The goats aren't going to be mesmerizing.
Well, they're only in one
should
movie,
be.
so they have to be
Not a
in.
thing.
So
When they
far,
make it their third or fourth Thor
maybe he'll
movie?
make an appearance in the next Guardians movie.
If they were
with his
real goats, then sure. They were not.
Oh. So CGI people and characters can't be mesmerizing?
That's right.
Oh, okay. You mean Carrie Fisher couldn't be mesmerizing?
No.
From the last movie she was in Star
No,
Wars,
she
whatever it
can't.
was? Oh, okay.
You mean the Hulk, not Bruce Banner, but the Hulk? Can be mesmerizing.
Once again, our conversations are devolving into just nonsense.
Okay, well, back to what we originally said.
enjoyed
Do
the
we or do we not
Of
agree?
course, Christian Bale is mesmerizing.
Okay. And I don't know if Murray's going to go on board with John David Washington, not David John Washington, not DJ Washington. It's JD Washington. I also find him mesmerizing.
He is mesmerizing.
So, okay, now what do we do? Because we have to decide which one leads.
I didn't like Tenet.
because we've now just made them both mesmerizing.
And we
One
just
of them-
watched a movie.
And then one of them was more mesmerizing than the other.
I'm sorry, John David Washington.
Yes,
It's
unfortunately,
Christian Bale.
it's Christian Bale. So, see, we agreed on that.
That's okay. Wow, that was really short.
You know the good thing about
We
this, though?
We should send a message to John David Washington. You were on the mesmerizing list for 10 seconds.
10 seconds. And the most exciting thing, though, is that now we're going to get to go back and watch all Christian Bale's films.
So you want me
Why?
to face him
What?
off to
Murray's
other
going to
people
find
now?
some people that are mesmerizing in his movies.
No, I will enjoy that. I actually think he's awesome.
He is
Pretty much
awesome.
everything.
Now, one thing we haven't discussed before on our podcast,
What's that?
at least not on air,
Yeah.
is about our thoughts around setting precedents for certain rules. So I'm just bringing it up.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be any agreement, but we may take this offline.
All right.
So I kind of like our rule that we go back and rewatch a movie because we put people on our mesmerized list for those of you who are listening. So if you go to our website, filmrageyyc.com, you can look at the tab that is actually the lists and you'll see who we have as mesmerizing. When we put somebody on the mesmerized list, like we just did with Christian Bale, it is our belief from our vast knowledge of seeing their films that they are truly, in fact, mesmerizing.
Right.
And so what we're actually doing is now going back because we have this belief. People may not agree with it, but you can't have two people who are mesmerizing. It has to be unanimous to take them off the list.
Correct.
But one thing that I want to put forward as a possibility, and we can vote on it, is that if we now watch a movie and we find somebody bordering on repulsive, so it's not we're doing a challenge that we originally thought they were mesmerizing.
Nope.
So here's the reason I'm using this as a point is because if we go back at the very beginning of our podcast, I almost believe that Tiffany Haddish
yes,
used to be, well, she was doubted,
she was.
and she was almost repulsive.
She almost was. And now I love her.
Well, there you go. So this is what I'm saying is that the evolution of actors, if they cannot keep their mesmerized status, if we see a
Different
movie,
situation.
No, I know, but that is where it's different because everybody that if we look down the mesmerized list and we don't feel because of something we've seen recently that maybe they weren't challenging another person on the list, that we feel, oh, you know what? I actually don't find them mesmerizing anymore. We should be able to remove them from the list. That's my belief.
And your belief is flawed because they cannot just come off the list arbitrarily because one day I wake up and I'm in a bad mood and I see them on the screen. I go, you know what? I don't like them anymore. They're gone.
So, okay.
This is not an autocracy. We are a team. We have to vote them off. It's got to be unanimous because once they're on the list, they have to come off with a unanimous vote, and that's what we agreed on a long time ago.
It was, but that was it. That was stuff that we had been made from the past. Is where my thoughts were.
Yeah, and I understand what you're trying to do.
Yes,
but I don't agree with it because that means that one person can just sit there and start picking off mesmerized people left to right, and I don't like it. I don't like the fact that I can just now go through the list and I can go, okay, I've decided that half this list isn't mesmerizing anymore. I can come on next week's podcast and go bloop, 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 give you 47 names and go, they're all off.
Why would you do that?
And you have nothing to say about it. You have to go, okay, and that's not right.
Yeah, but why would you do that? Because we put them on for a reason that we did believe they were mesmerizing.
Yes, we did.
Oh, but you're saying is ultimately, if I can interpret you,
yes,
is what you're saying is that, for example, the same thing we saw with Quills.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion,
yes,
Geoffrey Rush should come off, and in my opinion, I think it should be Joaquin Phoenix that comes off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing, and we disagreed, so they both stay on.
Okay, so that's
the same thing with once you're on the list.
Okay,
if we disagree, they stay on.
Okay, what if I put another proposal out?
Okay, go ahead.
What if I find somebody repulsive? In 2 movies back to back.
No,
and you don't.
No.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't.
What if I see them and they're repulsive?
And stop coming up with scenarios. Because you're trying to overcomplicate the lists. And what we need the lists to be, because nobody understands them anyways, is we need things to be more simple. And you're trying to make it more complicated. So
I like complicated.
It's very simple. They get on by everybody agreeing.
Yes.
They get off by everybody agreeing. That's it.
I do like this point about them getting off, though. Yeah, that we all agree. Anyways, getting off is good. Or bad.
Well, I think
depending on when it happens.
And don't get me wrong, all I do is bitch about how big the mesmerized list is.
It's true.
I understand.
And we just added a new person to it.
Yeah.
And yet I bust my ass every week coming up with these.
Okay, wait.
Nobody ever gets taken off.
Busting your ass? Wait a minute. We've removed a ton of people from the list.
Yeah,
not enough.
I agree, not enough. So keep them coming. We got to.
All right. Well, now he's got Christian Bale to I'm sure he's been in a lot of movies with people.
Yeah, Chris. Honestly, if you can't find some, we should be able to get off some people here because there's no. We're going to be getting off all sorts of people.
I wouldn't say he was stupendous in everything he's ever done. But
ooh, I don't know about that.
Pretty close.
Well, sit there and pick and choose, Murray. Really look through our list.
Murray's going to give us
just sit there
the
and you know the ones that you think were like, you know what, I don't really want this person on the mesmerized list. Oh, Christian Bale was in a movie. Well, you know what, they're probably off because Christian Bale's
I do that every week and it never works. I've been trying to get Joaquin Phoenix kicked off for the last month and a half, and it hasn't worked. I'm tired of watching movies with him in it.
Oh, poor Murray. You didn't even watch this one.
Well, because I couldn't find it anywhere. It wasn't on my streaming service. It wasn't on demand. It wasn't anywhere. So I didn't bother.
The important thing after all this is that we've come to an agreement by virtue of Bryce being more annoying.
Yes.
Perfect.
She does. All right. Well, I got one for you.
What?
I only made it up here, so I didn't work too hard on it this week.
Okay.
I don't imagine you worked too hard at all, actually. When
I did.
You spent 5 minutes looking things up.
Yeah, well, that takes a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. A whole 5 minutes.
This movie actually has been on TV a few times. I still haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
Lord of War.
Oh.
With your boy, Nick Cage.
I don't want to watch Lord of War again.
Jared Leto.
Awesome.
They were both in this movie.
This is going to be good.
I hate Lord of War.
That makes me doubly happy then.
Yeah, that kind of makes Murray a little happy, so you probably shouldn't say that.
But now that I have Christian Bale, I'll start attacking him every week.
I'm actually looking forward to this, because I don't remember Jared Leto from this movie.
Well, according to the IMDb, he was in it.
Well, no, I
Maybe
mean,
he wasn't equal
if he's not
billing,
more
but-
than 5 minutes, then it won't matter.
Maybe he wasn't equal billing, but I'm pretty sure he had more than 5 minutes worth.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm kind of excited, though. I mean, I don't like the movie. I agree with you. But I'm anxious to see
I
Jared Leto.
shouldn't be so hard. I mean, it's not a horrible, horrible movie, but it just... Seeing it once was enough.
It was.
But now I got to watch it again.
He's got third billing after Ethan Hawke, so
And
I think
Ethan
we
Hawke
probably
is
got
in-
enough of him.
Yeah,
in
he
here.
isn't on our list either.
There's a reason for that.
Just saying. I happen to like him.
Oh, well, I like him.
I like him too. Like and mesmerizing are two different things.
That is true.
Welcome back, everyone. I know, it's been far too long since you've been able to hear the sweet, sweet sounds of my luscious and angelic voice. You can always hear it on any podcast platform when you search for The Nerdy Photographer. That is, when you aren't listening to me here with the Rage Boys. Now let me check my list. Let's see. Shameless plug? Check. Welcome back? Check. Oh, right. Last time on Rage or Dare. Apparently Bryce got to keep his hand as he avoided the film bomb that is High School Musical 3 that's hidden in the Rage bag. But instead, he chose the Old Man Willis film, Precious Cargo. This week, Jim reenacts the scene from Deer Hunter where Christopher Walken plays Russian roulette. Will he spin the bullet that is High School Musical 3? Or will he pull a blank and survive this round? Let's check in with Bryce and see if Old Man Willis films are just as rage-inducing as Old Man Neeson films. Let's see here. What's the premise again? A crime boss tries to make off with loot that belongs to another thief. Oh yeah, that will work out nicely.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love you, man.
All right.
Welcome back.
And you had to say it twice.
Thanks, Casey. Yeah. Have you ever asked yourself what it would be like if Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell and John
Zach
McClane
Morris.
from Die Hard made a movie together?
I've never asked myself
Yeah,
that.
me neither. Yet here we have Precious Cargo. There are lots of bullets and lots of plot twists and lots of double crosses and double crosses on the double crosses and double crosses on the double crosses. This movie is a mess. Bruce Willis is awful. Mark Paul Gosselaar is equally bad. He is up to the task. Lots of cursing and misogyny, along with flat action sequences and even flatter attempts at humor. This was truly awful experience, and I hope that I am the last person to ever see this. Please, if you are listening out there, do not even see this as a curiosity. Your time is worth more than that. Precious Cargo was a rage.
This sounds so completely
Poor
awful.
Zach Morris.
It was so bad. It even ended with the line that's been used in so many stupid movies. You don't pay a hooker for sex, you pay them to leave. Like they use that
Really?
like
They actually use that line.
it's like this has been in like 47 movies before. Like what be original.
It sounds like one of those things that it's like they found a cookie cutter and then they just said, you know what, we need another Old Man
There are
Willis
so
movie.
many dumb twists. And Bruce Willis, I mean, I would guess that they probably shot all his scenes in like 2 or 3 days tops.
Oh, really?
You know, because he's not in it like the whole thing. He's just in
okay.
it for this scene, and this scene, because he's like the big crime boss that just, So I would guess that he was, in that shoot for like, I don't know, 4% of it. And he's awful. I mean,
So
he's
do
been
you know-
awful for a long time, but there's reasons for that, I guess.
Did you notice who directed this?
There's some sort of weird tie-in to something.
The director's name is Max Adams,
Yeah.
and his only feature film is Precious Cargo.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was some. This was like a Canadian film, though, wasn't it?
Let's find out.
I'm pretty sure this was a Canadian film, but
There's-
it never got released in Canada.
There's
Like,
little,
how bad is that?
Little less than much on this at all.
I'm pretty sure it's the country it was that gets credited with is unfortunately us.
Canadians do some things well. They do documentaries well. They do horror movies well.
They do comedy pretty well.
And no, that's it.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. No, I disagree.
I gotta disagree with that.
Yeah. Murray likes comedy, so that's a genre. Yeah. At least it's one. But everything else we do is not great.
Other than maybe some British films in the 60s and 70s
that are co-produced.
Does anybody do comedy well?
Yeah, true. Nobody does. Well, but that's you and me. We don't.
Let's actually qualify. Other than the Monty Python movies, does anybody do comedy well?
Apparently not.
There you go.
I know it's one of Murray's favorite genres.
Yeah,
though.
if you don't like the genre, then you won't like
it. No,
it.
I don't. Yeah.
I would love the genre if it would just make me laugh.
I only have to say one thing.
I like to laugh.
2 words.
What?
Words.
What is
John
it?
Candy.
Yeah.
There
All
you-
I gotta say.
Yeah.
He's good in JFK, but he wasn't very
Good in
funny.
everything.
He's good in stuff.
Yeah, he was good in stuff.
He's good in stuff. And he's Canadian, so that's all that
There you go.
matters.
I like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
There you go.
He was awesome in Planes.
I liked Uncle Buck. Oh, but that's all John Hughes. He's not Canadian.
He's not. No, but John Candy was. So that's all that matters. Exactly.
Canadians can't do comedy. I'm just saying.
I just want to kind of
I'm
drag.
not saying that Canadians aren't funny. I'm saying that Canadian
comedy movies are not normally funny.
I can watch SCTV all day
There's a
long.
lot of
It's
them I like.
hilarious.
There's a lot of them I like.
I love SCTV.
I do too.
I love
and
Kids
this
in the
hour
Hall.
this hour has 22 minutes.
I actually love Brain Candy too, to be
yeah,
honest.
that's one of my
Kids in the Hall.
favorites. All right, where is your bag? Oh, it's right here.
That's my bag.
The one that
Okay.
not clear plastic.
The one
Okay,
that's
High School Musical. What is it? 3?
3.
Come on, High School Musical 3. High School Musical 3. High School Musical 3. High School Musical 3.
High School Musical 3. High School Musical
Please.
3.
Yes!
Avita!
That's too short. Oh, Avita. That's
Andrew Lloyd Webber. You guys love so much.
God, it's just me, Murray. It's not us. It's just me.
I'm sure that's why. That's why you put it in there.
Well, that's good.
No,
It's Madonna.
it's. Did I not vote to put her on repulsive and someone vetoed that? Like, I find her repulsive.
I don't think I vetoed
Who vetoed it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think she's repulsive on our list. So someone.
Somebody else.
She's all right.
Somebody else who can't act.
Have you seen her in Evita? Because it's terrible.
I saw her in that awful Guy Ritchie movie, Swept Away.
Because she was married to him.
That's right. You did see
was-
that. You had
That
the
was
worst.
oh my goodness
You had
gracious.
the worst of it. That's
Yeah.
true.
Before that,
that
she
was
was moving
hard.
with Sean Penn, who
That
she
was
also married.
That was
to.
a hard watch.
Well, you know what? The most important thing about this is that I did not pick High School Musical 2.
Yes, but this is an
3.
Andrew Lloyd Webber
3.
musical.
We already
Madonna.
watched High School Musical 2.
That's right, we did.
All right then.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer. Everybody, please go listen to him. He is awesome. Who is the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We are always wanting to make this raging boss for all listeners, so please comment, like, subscribe, and send us emails at filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, you want to make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on.